This week on 2 Cups, 1 Kettle, we're going to be spilling the tea on self-improvement and routines. So grab yourself a cup and let's get into it.
Hello.
Hello.
So, today I'm drinking bubbly, sparkling water Tiki Sunrise. Flavors include cherry, orange, mango, pineapple, and other natural flavors, whatever that means. Non-alcoholic. It mentions that as well.
Fancy.
Tell us what you're drinking in the comments below. I know in the last episode somebody said they were drinking a glass of blue milk, and we would love to know what that means. So please comment that below. Gabby, what are you drinking today?
I am drinking currently lemon limeade Spindrift, and then I will move to pineapple Spindrift, and then I will move to Coca-Cola. I drink a lot.
You got them stacked.
Yeah, I have a problem.
You're ready.
Yeah.
So today, as we are about to move into the new year, we thought it would be appropriate to talk about kind of reflecting on our year and how we want to improve in this coming year, 2026. And hopefully you could take some of our tips that we're going to do in our self-improvement and maybe take some and put them into your life as well, if you'd like. So,
and you should. Not if you like. Do it anyways.
Or just do it anyways.
Do it even if you don't want to.
Self-improvement.
That's how you improve.
Most of the people who actually improve, they don't want to do it. They don't want to do it most days, but they show up, and that's what we're trying to do as well. So, the first area of self-improvement that we're going to talk about is physical self-improvement. So, Gabby, what would you say changes have you made or routines do you do to improve your physical health?
So for me, the main thing I've been focusing on is working out. Specifically, I am hypermobile, so all of my ligaments are pretty much just too stretchy, and they go backwards, and it causes a lot of injuries that I've had over my whole life. Torn ACL, busted ankles, screwed up.
Aren't you, like, really flexible, though, because of it?
Kind of. It's a weird flexibility. Like, I can touch my toes and bend, but a lot of it has to do more so with the fact that my joints will pop out of socket rather than my muscles being flexible.
Yeah, that doesn't sound very nice.
It doesn't feel very nice. Like, my hip, like, I could do the splits, but it's because my hip is popping out of joint, not because I'm flexible. So I'm actually very unflexible because my body is trying to make up for the fact that everything else is too loose. So I'm actually kind of the opposite. But one of the things I have to do is I do a lot of physical therapy moves on a pretty much a daily basis to build up my different joints. And so that's been a big thing for me the last few years, so I don't break myself on a regular basis. That and weightlifting, and this upcoming year, I'd really like to get into calisthenics.
Oh yeah, like your headstands.
Exactly.
You're so good at those.
I've gotten really good at headstands, and I want to start moving towards getting like an L-sit, which has a lot of core strength involved. So I'm working a lot towards, I want to get a really strong core because that's one of my weakest parts of my body is my core strength. So it's a really big deal, and it helps a lot with posture and back pain and just overall health and stability. So this year I'm really wanting to focus on core, and I think that and hip flexors.
Yes,
hip flexors are
I've
so
seen
weak.
So much stuff about hip flexors. Like, you can get such a better leg workout if you just do more hip flexor training. And I heard it can also help with back pain.
Yes.
So I heard it just helps a lot of things. So I gotta start doing that.
Yes, and everyone's hip flexors are so weak today comparatively, just because people sit way more than they ever used to. You don't go outside. You don't really play sports as much. And your hip flexors just grow really, really weak. And so that's one of the biggest things to start building up today is hip flexors.
Especially if you work at like an office or something.
Exactly.
Where you're sitting a lot of the time.
And it definitely it helps along bad posture and pelvic tilts because none of your muscles in that area are being used how they should be. And so they just kind of all give up collectively. Yeah. And then you're just screwed overall. So that's one of the big things. What are you doing or working on?
I'm so glad you asked. This has become my entire personality. I started doing Pilates recently in like a class setting, not just at home. I feel like when I work out on my own or at home, I cannot motivate myself to really push myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can do a workout, but I don't feel like I push myself as much as I push myself in a group setting, because there's that peer pressure, kind of in a good way in that scenario, like peer pressure to go all out and do it the way it's supposed to be done, or as hard as we're supposed to like work out. And also there's an instructor there who's like walking around the room and you're like, she's watching me, gotta do tighten the core. Yeah, but it's so fun. It's in like a hot room, and so the room is like 90 degrees, so you're sweating out all your toxins. A lot of sweat, a lot of toxins being released. But it's really fun. I really like Pilates. Something I do want to work on though, I've noticed every class, like my wrists hurt way before anything else hurts. So I need to start doing some like physical training or something related to wrist strength.
Like the little meowies.
Yes, or my Pilates instructor, I asked her and she said you can take like a band and then like do this with the band. So I'm kind of thinking I'll try that, because she said she has like carpal tunnel, and so obviously if she can do it, there's got to be a way.
There's got to be a way.
Because I don't have carpal tunnel yet. So
it's coming for you.
It's
for us
coming.
all.
It's on the way.
It's here.
Especially with Pilates. Like, it's definitely, it's knocking on my door. But it's not here yet. So there has to be solutions. So yeah, that's the main thing that I've been doing. And I think I'm going to get a membership so that I can go like 5 times a week to do classes. And they also do like boxing classes.
That would be fun.
And hot lifting classes too. So I think I'm going to do the lifting classes for sure. And if I get a little ambitious, maybe I'll sign up for like a boxing class, because I feel like that could be fun.
That would be so fun. Then you could just beat people up.
Well, I wouldn't be beating anyone up.
Except in the ring. MMA style.
No beating up will happen.
Only
do not take down
in the
our
gym.
podcast.
Only in the gym.
I will only use it for self-defense.
Self-defense and gym, which is what it's used for.
Yeah. Or you. If you...
I consent.
Yeah.
See, it's free. You can't get her in trouble. I gave permission.
I have permission.
Permanent permission. Never ending. This is my contract now. Anyways.
So, do you feel like when you work out, do you feel like you have a better mental health as well?
Definitely. For me, it's kind of like my little safe alone time, because I like to go alone to the gym and kind of pull, like, I want to wear probably a hoodie and have my headphones in, absolutely rocking out in there, probably listening to anime music, which is a lot of times not very hardcore, and then like my hood down, and I want to sit there and I want to ruminate and everything that's going on, and it's like kind of my time to think and work through things. And I've noticed a lot of times when because I don't normally deal with emotions very well, but whenever I work out, if I had a good workout, like I almost every time I have a leg workout where I actually push myself, I cry afterwards. Yeah. And I can't help it. It's not like I'm sad either. I always come out and I'm crying, and I always feel so dramatic. I'm like, I'm not even sad and I'm crying. Every leg workout. Now, arm day is not as, it doesn't do that. It's specifically something about leg day, because I think I'm able to push so much more weight on legs that I think something about that pushing kind of releases emotions in a way. So for me, it's kind of holding in. Yeah, it's an outlet for me almost. And it's just kind of like, well, I can let go and express myself and just be there. Also, I just have a lot of fun in the gym. Yeah. It's kind of like my little, like a play date with myself. Like, I'm going to go and move a whole bunch of heavy circles around and just up and down. And it's kind of like it's a game. I made it a game in my head. So for me, it's definitely a help. Also, like I said, it's just solitude, which I am able to run through things a lot better in that way.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Do you think it helps you in the same way?
I feel like it helps me in a similar way, not exactly the same, because obviously mine's like a group class setting, but I normally do go alone. Like sometimes I'll go with a friend, but I feel like it's my 1 hour of every day that it's just for me. Yeah. And like I'm showing up for myself, and I usually do it first thing in the morning, so it feels like, wow, I just woke up and I started my day by doing something nice for myself and like nice to myself. Yeah. And it's also, there is no time to think about anything bad. All I'm thinking is, ow. It's really wet on my yoga mat. Like, there's so much sweat. My tummy hurts. My eyes burn from the sweat coming down. Like, I'm not thinking about I'm not thinking about what I'm upset about. And I love having that hour to just not think, to just check out. All I'm thinking about is how much my core burns. And that's what's really helpful for me, I think, about it. And just knowing also that I'm doing something that's good for me makes me feel better about myself overall, like in my mind. Even if I'm not feeling confident about, myself or my body, knowing that I did that makes me feel like, oh, like, it's gonna get better because you're doing that work, Yeah. So.
No, I can definitely see that. It's kind of, you start your day off right, and it's almost like a little gift to yourself. Yeah. And you kind of get that motivation early in the day, so then the rest of the day, you're just set up for success and production.
Yeah. And then after work, I can just relax because I already worked out. And so that's really nice, too, because I think it's important to have, like, a balance. And, like, I don't think you should just work out all the time. Like, you should have a time for work, a time for working out, and a time that's like designated for relaxing, because I feel like you need a reset also. And so I like that because I do it in the morning. I like that after work I can just veg out, watch some Doctor Who, and not think about
because you already did your workout. You're done for the day.
So that's really nice.
No, that would be wonderful, because mental health is such a big deal, and I feel like it's definitely becoming more mainstream to worry about it and think about it. Yeah. But it's still, to a certain extent, not at the same time. Yeah. Because there's a lot more to mental health than just being depressed, which is what I think most people, they think, oh, you're not doing well mentally, that automatically means you're depressed. Yeah. There's a lot of different types and a lot of ways where you can be not okay mentally without necessarily being suicidal and jump off a cliff type level.
Yeah, I feel like people really think of it as like an all or nothing type of thing, but I feel like the brain is such a complex thing. It's so amazing, like, how God created our brains. There's so much going on up there. There's no way you can just generalize that. No. Like, everyone has a different
There's a ton experience up there. Like, neurologically, it's crazy. There's people, like, your brain builds up neural pathways. And so it creates tracks of thought. And so your brain kind of tries to make it easier for you, because your brain cannot intake all of the information around you at any given time. Yeah. So it makes assumptions based on prior experiences. So if you're looking around and like seeing things, you might be focusing on one thing. Your brain is noticing everything else, but it can't catalog it. So it kind of just gives you a generalization, like, oh, there's a person running, rather than you noticing everything about that person. Or, oh, that's a bird, without you noticing specifically what type, unless you're like choosing what you focus on. And so what you focus on is such a big deal, and your neural pathways develop over time, and they get more and more, I guess, stronger and easier for your brain to go down that route. So if you're a negative person and you're being negative, your brain will build up that neural pathway way more than the rest of it. And so it all of a sudden, everything that you're doing is going to automatically go through that negative lens because that's what you've taught your brain to do.
Yeah.
And so people who are negative are actually creating that pathway to only be negative. And along with that, it actually, scientifically, there's been studies done, it shrinks your brain. Your brain literally gets smaller if you only think about one thing, if you don't have some variation in your day, or if you don't have something new that you're learning and you're just following the same thing, not necessarily even negative, but if you never have anything that's improving, then all your brain is going to see is what it already knows, and it'll stop learning and stop growing, and therefore it'll start to shrink.
Wow.
So it's actually a really scary thought.
Really scary.
So if you aren't pushing yourself and growing and learning, then your brain will literally shrink because it's got nothing to learn. It'll stop looking for things to learn as well, and it'll be way harder to learn things.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's insane. I did not know that.
That's a really fun study that I read the other day because I read a lot. I love neuroscience.
Yeah.
It's very interesting, and there's a book that we've both read, Atomic Habits, which I think also leads back into mental health. It's got a lot of good tips in there. Like, do you use any of those?
I feel like the one I use the most is like the habit loop that they talk about, where there's like it's like a habit cycle basically, and there's a reward, which I implement the reward a lot because I feel like that part is what gets me to be able to convince myself to do it. And then they also talk about like making it obvious. So like I want to do better like studying, for example, like studying my Bible. So then I need to leave my Bible out where I can see it and like not put it back in my Sabbath bag. Like so I try to use that one a lot too because I'm very out of sight, out of mind. So that part of the habit loop, like make it obvious, that's like your cue. And that'll make you think, oh, like I need to do that. So I feel like I do that a lot with my Bible or like my magazines, things like that, so that it'll get me to study more because I am really trying to study and pray and fast more. I feel like that's another goal I definitely have for this year, is to be better about doing that more. Do you feel like that's a goal you also want to do better, or how do you feel like you're at?
I definitely feel the same. I have been trying to study a lot more, forcing sounds so negative, but your brain just doesn't want to do things it hasn't been doing. And so I'm having to force myself to listen to different sermons or Bible studies or Tomorrow's Worlds and telecasts and all of those things because I need to make it a part of my daily schedule. And for me, it turns out daily schedules are very important, like especially how I start the day. The rest of the day, I don't need planned. But that first probably hour of my day, I need to have planned. I want to wake up and pray immediately so that I'm putting the rest of my day in God's hands. And from there on out, I'm kind of covered in a way where I know He's going to be there looking out for me because I've asked Him to. And so I've started out on the right foot and then moving on while I'm getting ready, listening to a sermon or a whiteboard or a telecast or really anything to just get my day started right. And I think it's such a huge thing to really put your life in God's hands and also commit the time to Him, because if you don't commit that time, He's not going to give it back or be involved in your life either, because it's a two-way street and He will reach and do most of the work, but you also have to reach back at least a little bit for Him to be involved. And one of the things I actually pray for is that He makes it easier for me, because it is not easy for me to force myself to do that.
I agree. I feel like it's the things that are hard are the things that we probably need to do most. Like, you don't want to do the hard things, but you need to. And if they were easy, then everyone would do them. And I feel like that kind of goes with everything we've talked about today.
Mm-hmm.
The hard things, the difference between a successful person, in my opinion, and an unsuccessful person is the successful person does the hard things even when they don't want to or don't feel like it. The unsuccessful person doesn't go on those hard days. They don't show up. Disclaimer though, there's exceptions to that though. I feel like if you have a loss, like grief or something like that, you can take your time, take your break. I don't think that applies to situations like that. Or if there's something going on, you're really struggling, like obviously everything else is going to be way harder, and I think it's important to take the time to recover, but just don't let that time turn into like,
don't wallow in it,
a crutch. Yes. And I think having a routine, like you said, really helps keep things on track even when you're having a bad day, because then your routine almost comes and it becomes
natural. It's like a habit.
Yeah, you're not even thinking about it at a certain point after you've done it for so long.
Yeah, it's more automatic.
Yeah, and I feel like I want to drop this app that's been helping me a lot. This is not sponsored, but the app Finch, it's called Finch, right? Yeah. You get to have this little bird, and you put like all your habits, and as you like complete the habits, your bird gets to go on adventures, and your bird grows kind of as you're growing, and I think that's really cute. And you can buy outfits and furniture for your birdhouse as you complete the tasks. And me being somebody who is like, I have autism and ADHD, and so it's really hard for me to stay focused and stay in a routine. And it's really helped me because it just tickles my brain, like my little bird on adventures, because I emptied the litter box, like things like that. Because I brush my teeth, I get 80 gems. Like, that's nice.
Yeah, that would be, it's kind of leads back to the Atomic Habits. It's a reward that you get to have throughout the day. Even if it's not a physical one, it's still a reward nonetheless.
Yeah.
And going back to the neuroscience about the people who do hard things, when I talked about the brain shrinking, people who actually do the hard things and force themselves to do that develop way more neural pathways. You develop a lot more connections, and it actually will increase your thought speed and your processing, and just how you see the world will overall improve, because your brain will not grow in a way of literally expanding, but your brain will grow in knowledge, and all of these things will interconnect, and it just really improves you as a person. And like, all of the difficult things really do cause a ton of brain improvement, and it can help with not getting dementia when you're older, and lead against a lot of like mental health issues and mental disorders and neurological diseases as well, if you're actually keeping your brain fortitude up. And so doing the difficult things is actually really important, not only to your mental health, but literally your physical health as well. It all kind of interconnects, and there's a lot of books that you can read on it, a lot of scientific studies. There's a lot of different websites that you can go to, but neuroscience is huge, and habits really do tie into how your brain works and functions and how you're growing in general. And so it's a really big deal, and outside of spiritual, it would probably be the biggest thing that you can do for yourself in your life, just because it will help improve you so much more than anything else would ever.
I feel like all of it is connected, like mental, physical, spiritual, like I feel like all of it is connected. And to close this point, because I've realized how many times I've said it, another goal that I have for this year is to stop using the word like. So I'm pretty sure I've said it at least 50 times so far this episode. So I will count as I'm editing, and I will post the total here. Whatever that number is too many. Because I've noticed myself saying it the entire episode, and it really bothers me.
I also have a problem with that specific word, so much so that I have printed off I think it's 3 or 4 sheets worth
Yeah, like 3 pages
of paper of different synonyms for the word, for different usages to start substituting the word like for.
Yeah, we're actually banning the word like for 2026.
Yeah.
So
at least for ourselves, because we use it way too frequently.
We use it very frequently.
It's bad.
It feels very hard to not use the word.
It feels
unnatural.
It makes me feel like a little stupid because my thought processes are so stilted without the word, because it is my
Me too. It's also my
It's my filler word, so it's really hard to get rid of.
It does make us sound less
intelligent
and less fun to listen to, and also my sisters bully me for it. I'll be having a conversation with them, and they will secretly be counting, both of them, and after the conversation is over, they'll say, I almost said it just there, they'll say things similar. See, I can't do it.
I feel like in that case, like was appropriate.
Okay. They'll say things like, you just said like 97 times in that conversation. I'm like, see? Stop it. It has to go.
It must be removed.
It has to go.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode. I am so happy that I could be here in person with my bestie. Thanks for sharing a cup with us, and we will see you and share another cup with you in the next video, which I think will be next year. Clink!